1985 was so close to being the greatest season in the Dragons' history. The club championship had been won in emphatic style. On grand final day, the under-23 and reserve grade premierships were safely won.
The support of Walford, he's going for the line, he'll get there. There's another try to St George. He'll come right around to the post.
Only first grade remained. Under captain Craig Young and coach Roy Masters, St George had been the dominant side all season. But the premiership decider against Canterbury proved immensely frustrating as key moments went the Bulldogs' way. A late try to Steve Morris got the Dragons within a point, but it was not to be. Red V fans could not have known that this would be just the first of 5 painful grand final setbacks. Under coach Brian Smith, St George reached the last day of the season in successive years in the early 90s. Ricky Walford's try in 1992 was one of the best grand final 4-pointers of the modern era. A year later, Jason Stevens' shattered thumb in the game's opening minute was a cruel reminder that sometimes you need some luck in order to prevail. Anthony Mundine's brilliant try in the 50th minute of the preliminary final against Norths stays in the memory. 3 years later, Mundine scored another superb try in a preliminary final, this time against Cronulla, and a week later, Nathan Blacklock, a prodigious try scorer in the style of past Saints champions such as Johnny King and Eddie Lumsden, produced his own spectacular effort in the grand final against Melbourne. But again, the Dragons were unlucky. The Storm winning courtesy of a late penalty try.
Oh yeah, that's a penalty try.
By this time, the Red V were competing as the St George Illawarra Dragons, having established the game's first joint venture with the Illawarra Steelers for the 1999 season. The club's first win under the new structure had occurred in round 3, a thrilling 16-14 win over Canberra at Bruce Stadium. Then in 2009, the great coach Wayne Bennett came to the club to produce 3 years of sustained excellence. The Dragons won consecutive minor premierships. 5'8" Jamie Soward set a new club point scoring record. And in 2010, the side led by halfback Ben Hornby dominated the Roosters in the grand final, winning 32 points to 8. Winger Jason Nightingale, a product of the renowned United Junior Club, scored 2 tries. Fullback Darius Boyd claimed the Clive Churchill Medal. The team featured 3 famous names. Dean Young and Brett Morris matched the feat of their fathers, Craig Young and Steve Morris, who were in the previous Dragons team to win a grand final. Mark Gasnier won a premiership to go with the 8 that Reg Gasnier, his uncle, so famously won between 1959 and 1966. In 2012, Hornby surpassed Norm Proven's record for the most first-grade games by a footballer wearing the Red V. He finished with 273 games, the Dragons' record for the most premiership appearances. 6 years later, the Dragons were one of 4 clubs invited to compete in the inaugural NRL Women's Premiership. This initiative completed the female rugby league pathway for the more than 14,000 girls and women playing across the region in tackle, tag and touch football competitions. In 2019, centre Jessica Surgis was named the Dally M Female Player of the Year and also won the Women's Golden Boot as the International Player of the Year. This team, led by female pioneer and Jillaroo Samantha Bremner, have and will continue to inspire thousands of young and aspiring female players for the next 100 years.